Real Big Fish is an American ska punk band from Huntington Beach, California, best known for the 1997 hit Sell Out. The band gained mainstream recognition in the mid to late 1990s, during the third wave of ska with the release of the gold-certified album Turn the Radio Off. Soon after, the band lost mainstream recognition but gained an underground cult following. The band was no longer signed to a major record label in 2006 and is currently independent. After many lineup changes throughout the years, frontman Aaron Barrett remains the only founding member in the band. History, early success. Real Big Fish released a demo in 1992 which is now called In the Good Old Days. With the departure of Ben Guzman, then backup vocalist Aaron Barrett took his place as lead singer. The band then changed their genre to ska. Real Big Fish's self-released debut album, Everything Sucks, was successful and became an underground hit spread by word of mouth, which led to the band signing a deal with Mojo Records. In August 1996, the band released the album Turn the Radio Off on the new label, which appealed to fans of ska punk style, and the band began touring throughout the United States. After the single Sell Out became well-known in mainstream venues, including MTV, the album peaked at number 57 on the Billboard charts, staying on the charts for 32 weeks. However, the ska revival was short-lived, and their 1998 album Why Do They Rock So Hard? Failed to match the sales of the band's previous record. In 1998, the band appeared in the movie Basketball, performing in the stands to rouse the crowd. The band also collaborated on the soundtrack with a cover of a-ha's Take On Me. Why Do They Rock So Hard? Was the last album for two members of the band. Trombonist Grant Barry was fired for his conduct, culminating with him committing battery on a security guard at Mississippi Nights during a concert in St. Louis, and drummer Andrew Gonzalez left the team to spend more time with his family. Major label years. Trumpet player Tavis Wirtz left the band in 2001. The band fared much better on the rock charts in 2002 with their album, Cheer Up. Particularly because of the single, Where Have You Been? Which did not include the horn section. Former Suburban Rhythm drummer Carlos de la Garza and ex-Spring Heel Jack USA trumpeter Tyler Jones, who tracked for two songs on Cheer Up, were brought in. De la Garza's last concert with Real Big Fish was on June 20, 2003 at the House of Blues in Anaheim, California. That concert was later released as a DVD in the Show Must Go Off series. Jones appeared in the music videos for Where Have You Been? And Monkey Man, and continued to play live in Real Big Fish until early 2005. He was replaced by trumpeter John Christiansen, who had played with Barrett in The Forces of Evil. On April 5, 2005, Real Big Fish released their fourth album on Mojo. We're Not Happy Till You're Not Happy. Justin Ferreira was on drums for the recording, but left before the album's release to join the Orange County band Takota and subsequently is listed as an additional musician on the CD. He was replaced by Roland Steen. Compared to the previous album, which was more light-hearted and cheerful, Allmusic describes the songs in We're Not Happy Till You're Not Happy as angry and embittered, but also deemed the album as super catchy. Common themes expressed throughout the songs include jealousy, regret, short-lasting fame, and disappointment toward mainstream record companies. Aaron Barrett has stated that We're Not Happy Till You're Not Happy was the third record in a trilogy that began with Turn the Radio Off. The first one was about being in a band and trying to make it. Then Why Do They Rock So Hard? Was like, we've made it, we're rock stars. Cheer Up we made because we had to make it. But We're Not Happy Till You're Not Happy is about us being old and jaded now. Independent work. While on tour in early 2006, Real Big Fish were dropped from the Jive Records label. The band formed their own label and released a 3-disc live performance CD/DVD set, Our Live Album Is Better Than Your Live Album. This package became available on July 18, 2006 on the internet and in retail stores on August 22. Jive later released a Real Big Fish Greatest Hits album, Greatest Hit, and more, because they owned the rights to all previous songs. The band did not approve of, or make any money from the album, and have spoken out against it. On February 20, 2007, the band released Duet All Night Long, which is a split EP with Zolov the Rock and Roll Destroyer. It features 6 cover songs, with the vocalist of each band performing in the other band's songs. Real Big Fish released their first studio album since leaving Jive Records. Monkeys for Nothing and the Chimps for Free worldwide on July 10, 2007, on the Rock Ridge Music record label. On June 26, 2007, shortly before its release, the band announced in a MySpace blog that Matt Wong was leaving the band to spend more time with his wife and newborn child. He was replaced by Derek Gibbs, who played bass in Jeffrey's Fan Club and Aaron Barrett's now defunct side project, The Forces of Evil. Since Matt Wong was very popular with fans, some were skeptical of the new bassist's ability, but the band has stated that Derek is Matt Wong approved, and fans have nothing to worry about. Gibbs had been filling in for Wong on various tours since early 2002. On December 19, 2007, the band announced that they would play the entire Warped Tour 2008. Real Big Fish released a new studio album on January 20, 2009. The name of the album is Fame, Fortune and Fornication, and it consists of 10 cover songs. Another album, A Best of Us for the Rest of Us, featuring a 22-track disc of re-recorded songs and a 14-track disc of acoustic versions produced by lead singer Aaron Barrett, was released on July 20, 2010. An extended version of the album, A Best of Us for the Rest of Us, was released on June 21, 2011. They also intend to work on a new album, recording new songs in the fall of 2010. The band has also recorded a live DVD at the Grove in Anaheim, California, on January 4, 2009. Which was released on July 21, 2009 with the title Real Big Fish Live. In concert. In an interview with The Examiner, Aaron Barrett stated that he planned on releasing a new album, with all new material, in late 2011. Also in an interview with RuriTThesson.com, Aaron has stated interest in a holiday album. On January 11, 2011, the band announced that longtime member Scott Kloppenstein would be leaving the band to focus on raising a family. Matt Appleton of Goldfinger began filling in for Scott on the band's 20th anniversary tour, and he has since been announced as a permanent replacement. This marks the first time since 1995 that the band has had a saxophone player. In March 2012, Real Big Fish announced on Facebook that they had begun recording a new album of new, original songs. The album is entitled Candy Coated Fury, though the band also considered Honk If You're Horny as a title. The album was released on July 31, 2012. On October 21, 2013 the band announced on their website that longtime trombonist Dan Reagan, who has played with Real Big Fish since 1994, will depart from the band to spend more time with his family and follow his dream of starting a brewery. Real Big Fish announced a co-headline UK and Ireland tour with Less Than Jake with support from Zebrahead in early 2014. Band members. Current members, Aaron Barrett a Euro-led vocals and guitar, John Christiansen a Euro trumpet and backing vocals, Roland Steen a Euro drums, Derek Gibbs a Euro bass and backing vocals, Matt Appleton a Euro saxophone and backing vocals, Billy Cottage, trombone and backing vocals. Former members, Timeline. Discography. Studio albums, Everything Sucks, Turn the Radio Off, Why Do They Rock So Hard? Cheer Up. We're Not Happy Till You're Not Happy, Monkeys for Nothing and the Chimps for Free, Fame, Fortune and Fornication, Candy Coated Fury, Bloody Street, Christmas Album. Band members' other projects, Scott Kloppenstein and Dan Regan were also members of the Littlest Man Band. Aaron Barrett, Derek Gibbs and John Christiansen were also members of the Forces of Evil, along with former members of Jeffrey's Fan Club and other Orange County ska musicians. This band broke up in early 2005. Before they were members of Real Big Fish, Aaron Barrett, Scott Kloppenstein, and Grant Barry were members of a band called The Scholars. Scott Kloppenstein was also a member of a ska band called the Knuckle Brothers and another band called Pal. Dan Regan has a techno project called Black Casper. Notably, he remixed Real Big Fish's cover of Talkin' 'Bout a Revolution, incorporating different sound bites, including Ali Tabatabaye from Real Big Fishes Live DVD, You're All in This Together. References. External links, official website.